Australia. The name conjures up images of golden beaches, rugged outback landscapes, and unique wildlife. It is a country marketed as a paradise, a land of opportunity. Tourism campaigns showcase smiling faces and breathtaking scenery. But beneath this glossy exterior lies a hidden crisis. A crisis that belies Australia's image as a fair and prosperous nation. This is the story of homelessness in Australia. The contrast is stark. While tourists marvel at the iconic landmarks, thousands of Australians struggle to find a safe place to sleep. This essay aims to shed light on this often invisible issue, a complex problem that demands our attention. Statistics can feel cold and impersonal. They are often just figures on a page, devoid of emotion or context. But behind every number, there is a human story waiting to be told. Each statistic represents a person, a family, a life marked by hardship and uncertainty, where every day is a struggle to survive. In Australia, more than 116,000 people are homeless on any given night. This is not just a number, it is a stark reality for many. This means that on any night in this wealthy nation, more than 116,000 individuals and families lack a safe and secure place to call home. The numbers are staggering, and they are growing. Each year, more people find themselves without a roof over their heads, without a place to feel safe. But these are not just numbers. They represent real people. People who have dreams, aspirations, and stories that deserve to be heard. People with hopes, dreams, and stories to tell. They are individuals who, despite their circumstances, continue to strive for a better life. To understand the true scale of this issue, we must move beyond the statistics. We need to delve into the lives of those affected, to hear their voices and understand their experiences. We must listen to the voices of those who have experienced homelessness firsthand. Their stories are powerful and provide a deeper understanding of the challenges they face. Only by listening can we begin to address the root causes and work towards meaningful solutions. Homelessness is not a monolith. It wears many faces and takes on many forms. It can be sleeping rough on the streets, exposed to the elements and the dangers of the night. It can be couch surfing, relying on the generosity of friends and family, never knowing how long the welcome will last. It can mean living in overcrowded boarding houses or crisis accommodation, where privacy and stability are scarce. Each situation is unique, each story filled with its own challenges and complexities. The reasons behind homelessness are as varied as the individuals themselves, but they all share one common denominator: the lack of a safe, secure, and affordable place to live. The affordable housing crisis exacerbates this issue, making it harder for people to find a permanent home. For some, homelessness is a temporary crisis, a brief period of instability, a result of a sudden job loss, a relationship breakdown, or a family illness. These unexpected events can quickly spiral into homelessness. For others, it is a chronic and enduring struggle, a long-term battle against the odds. A cycle of poverty and disadvantage that can be difficult to break. Generational poverty, lack of access to education, and systemic inequalities all contribute to this persistent issue. Yet, amidst the struggle, there are glimmers of hope. Community outreach programs and dedicated volunteers work tirelessly to provide support and resources. Success stories of individuals overcoming homelessness remind us that change is possible. With the right support, people can rebuild their lives. Advocacy groups push for policy changes to address the root causes of homelessness and create more affordable housing options. Together, we can work towards a future where homelessness is a thing of the past and everyone has a place to call home. Section 4. The young and the vulnerable. Homelessness does not discriminate. It affects people of all ages, backgrounds, and walks of life. However, certain groups are disproportionately represented among the homeless population. Young people, particularly those escaping family violence or exiting the foster care system, are especially vulnerable. They often lack the support networks and life skills needed to navigate independent living. Indigenous Australians are also overrepresented in homelessness statistics. This is a direct result of historical injustices, systemic racism, and ongoing disadvantage. Generations of trauma and dispossession have left many Indigenous communities without access to safe and affordable housing. Section 5. A Legacy of Dispossession. The overrepresentation of Indigenous Australians in homelessness statistics is a national shame. This issue is not just a statistic. It represents real lives, real families, and real communities that are suffering. The faces of those affected tell a story of systemic neglect and historical injustices that have yet to be fully addressed. It is a stark reminder of the unfinished business of reconciliation. The marches and protests are not just events. They are cries for justice, for recognition, and for the healing of a nation. These gatherings symbolise the resilience and strength of Indigenous communities who continue to fight for their rights and for a place in their own land. The legacy of forced removals, stolen generations, and cultural genocide continues to cast a long shadow. These historical injustices have left deep scars that affect generations. The monuments and memorials serve as a reminder of the pain and suffering endured, but also of the enduring spirit of those who survived and their descendants who carry on their legacy. For many Indigenous Australians, homelessness is not just about the lack of a physical dwelling. It is about the loss of a sense of belonging, the disconnection from ancestral lands, and the erosion of cultural identity. The empty and dilapidated houses are symbols of broken promises and unfulfilled potential. It is about the loss of connection to land, culture, and community. These connections are the very fabric of Indigenous identity and well-being. Cultural rituals, community gatherings, and the natural environment are integral to their way of life, providing a sense of purpose and continuity. It is about the ongoing trauma of colonisation. The stories told by elders to the younger generation are not just tales of the past, they are lessons for the future. They speak of resilience, survival, and the importance of remembering and honouring one's heritage. Addressing Indigenous homelessness requires more than just bricks and mortar. It requires a holistic approach that includes cultural, social, and emotional support. Community housing projects and volunteer efforts are steps in the right direction, but they must be part of a larger, more comprehensive strategy. It demands a fundamental shift in our national consciousness. This shift involves recognising the deep-seated issues that contribute to Indigenous homelessness and committing to long-term, sustainable solutions. It requires the participation and cooperation of all Australians, from grassroots activists to policymakers. It requires us to acknowledge and address the systemic racism and inequality that continues to permeate Australian society. Education, awareness, and active efforts to dismantle these barriers are crucial. Indigenous artwork, depicting both struggle and hope, serves as a powerful reminder of the journey ahead and the potential for a more just and equitable future. Section 6. The housing ladder and the safety net. The causes of homelessness are complex and multifaceted. They include poverty, unemployment, mental illness, drug and alcohol addiction, and family violence. But one factor looms large: the lack of affordable housing. Australia is in the grip of a housing crisis. House prices have skyrocketed in recent decades, far outstripping wage growth. The private rental market has become increasingly competitive and unaffordable. The social housing safety net, designed to provide a safety net for those who cannot afford private rentals, has been chronically underfunded. Waiting lists for social housing are years long, leaving many people with nowhere else to turn.